we were just marveling when we would finish some Miss Casey scenes at just like how great Dichen is.
It is time for the long-awaited interview with the two stars from Severance. I'm very delighted to speak to the lovely Adam Scott and Dichen Lachman, who are here.
Yeah.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good
Morning.
So welcome to the show. We were just chatting, actually, with the pair of them just before we switched the microphones on. And Dichen is a bit more jet-lagged than Adam because Dichen walked in and said, lovely to meet you. And I said, are you jet-lagged? And the relief in your face when you went, oh, yes, I am. I really am. So you're jet-lagged. Adam, not so much jet-lagged.
Not so much.
I turned myself around in LA for LA.
Yeah,
I was up all night. I couldn't sleep.
Dichen works hard to pull the jet lag around and to be there for all of us in Los Angeles. So she's still on that clock. So I think we should support her.
That is good, yes. That's selfless, actually.
Yeah,
it's selfless.
Indeed.
Yes.
So Severance is obviously, it's the huge juggernaut, which is on Apple TV. Plus, you can watch season 1 and season 2, with season 3 happening, but with less of a gap between season 1 and season 2, I believe.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the idea, sure. I mean, yes, it won't take as long. I mean, we had the strike. There was an actor and writer strike between seasons 1 and 2. And then season 1... COVID, yeah. That's why that one took a while. So, we, barring any world events, there is a meteor that I guess there's a 1% chance it hit
possibly.
Earth. So I'm
hoping
that
that
delay
doesn't.
us?
No.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I've got holidays booked and stuff.
There you go.
That would be a bad way to cancel a holiday.
How did they? Can you remember how they pitched the show to the pair of you individually?
I auditioned when the show had already sort of been established and a lot of the characters were already there. And I wasn't really pitched the show. I just got these pages with outy facts.
Right.
And no context.
Weird.
Yeah. So I was sort of shooting in the dark. But I think Adam's experience was actually really interesting and different to mine.
Thank you, Dichen. You're right. No, Ben Stiller called me. I remember specifically it was January of 2017. And he called me and just kind of told me the quick, pitch of the show. Right. You have this chip in your head, and when you go to work, you don't know who you are in the outside world. When you leave work at the end of the day, you don't know who you were or what you did at work. And I just thought it was such a sticky, catchy, great idea. It kind of felt like one of those ideas where you're like, I can't believe this hasn't been done before.
Right.
It's so simple and good. And so it was another year or so before I even saw a script, but that central idea, I just couldn't shake. I couldn't get it out of my head.
But when Ben called you and roughly talked you through it, did you not think, I've already come up with this show myself? I've pitched this myself, because you pitched previously the idea, if you remember.
Oh, at the Parks and Rec thing?
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know this, Dichen?
Yeah.
No, I was like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
So this is a scene from Adam's other show, Parks and Rec.
Look, now that we're working together again, maybe it would be good to keep our home life and our work life separate. Like, we only talk about work stuff when we're at City Hall, like a firewall system.
Yeah, okay, that's smart. Home is home and work is work.
Yeah.
That's so
Isn't that weird?
wild.
I directed that episode.
Oh, you did?
Which is extra weird.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you obviously, when Ben rings you and says, I've got this great idea, you totally forgot that you've technically already pitched it already.
Right. Yeah.
Mad, but isn't that mad?
It's so funny. That never even occurred to me till I saw it on Instagram like a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's funny.
Well, it was your idea. The show is huge. The show is massive. The theme tune is very eerie and makes me feel uneasy. when I've watched the 2 episodes that I've seen. I was thinking maybe for season 3, they could just lift the theme tune a little bit to something like just a little bit
It's a great idea.
more
love
upbeat.
it.
That is
Ben
nice.
will like it too.
Yeah.
Great idea. I think this will really go along with the show tone-wise
Yeah.
and visually.
You like it, Dichen?
I love it.
Yep.
Yep.
That is
Consider it done.
Thank you. Obviously, that's the theme tune to Neighbours, which Dichen was in
I
Australia.
think it would work well for you and Miss Cobell, or your character and Miss Cobell,
think you're
because
right.
they're neighbours.
That's right. I do know that. Adam, you've got an amazing body of work. There's so much good stuff that you've done, but are you aware of the juggernaut of a TV show that Neighbours was, that Dichen was in?
I don't.
Oh.
I didn't recognize that song.
So you're not aware of Mrs. Mangle,
No.
Bouncer?
Harold
No.
Bishop.
Harold Bishop.
No.
This show, this Australian soap opera that the Brits were obsessed with, they showed it twice a day here.
Oh.
Lunchtimes and then afternoon. It literally
Is it still on?
now that's a good question.
It's about to finish, sadly.
It is.
Amazon picked it up, and then I think they're pretty much dropping it again, which is, my wife still watches it. It's brilliant. Back in the day, they had like 15 million people watching every episode.
Is it a
Neighbours.
daily?
It was actually on twice a day back in the day.
Because we were a few years behind.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
know this?
I didn't know that.
So it started in
We were on
Australia in,
catch-up, yeah.
I don't know, let's say 85 or something. Then we didn't get it till like 87. So because of that, they could show 2 episodes a day here. Wow. Oh, it was
very exciting.
It was
like
Wait.
50 weeks a year of filming,
That is crazy.
5
Now,
days a week.
How long were you doing it?
I did it for a year, but I was attached to a very core family, the Kennedys.
Oh, the Kennedys.
Was it exhausting?
Carl and Susan.
Huh?
Was it exhausting?
Well, it taught me how to work really fast because we would shoot about 26 pages a day.
Oh my God.
And it was, when they're switching between the cameras in the studio, so they were kind of editing as you went along. So it was kind of like doing theatre every day
Right.
for a year. So
Probably got you comfortable with the camera, and it was like training camp.
it was like training camp. And Ian Smith, who plays Harold Bishop, who's like an icon,
he is there.
there he
There he
is.
God bless him.
Such a sweet man. When I left, he was like, well, now you're moving on. Just whenever you're on a set, just pretend you're here and you'll be fine.
Oh, that's so
It was
nice.
very sweet.
How often does that piece of advice help you when you're filming Severance? Just remember Ramsey Street,
Just remember,
the Kennedys.
it does help because, it's very intimidating to work with someone like, Adam, who is just a phenomenal actor, but also you've seen on multiple things and in the zeitgeist, or Ben Stiller or John Turturro, and you're just little old me.
Do you have imposter syndrome a little bit? Do you think?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm doing. I hope I don't fail. But once you get into the work, he was right. You know the cameras, the technical stuff you just have to go through. And I think Jessica said that we were both very good at technical stuff. And I took
interesting.
that as a compliment.
Yeah,
and I
for
think
sure.
it was just, Adam's done a ton of work. I have too, but it all started with Neighbours.
There you go.
That's so crazy to me to hear Dichen say that she was intimidated, and because Dichen came on set first as Miss Casey in season 1, just so fully formed and ready to go, and just hitting bullseyes all day. And we were just marveling when we would finish some Miss Casey scenes at just how great Dichen is. And then season 2, she comes in, and I won't spoil anything, but has to do something completely different from just a different universe, and does it just as easily and relaxed. So to think that you were intimidated is bonkers.
Do you know, that's a lovely thing to say, but I'm going to pay you a compliment too, Adam, is not many people run in a suit like you
Oh,
do.
right. Yeah,
So
a lot of
true.
running.
There's a lot of running in Suits that you do.
Yeah.
And you do it very well.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant to run in a suit.
I wouldn't say it is, no.
It's the shoes probably that are the most problematic because they're not
Shoes.
they don't have traction.
That's right.
Are they special trousers, or do they have lycra in them?
You would think we would have special material
Yeah.
in the trousers, but no, they are just Brioni pants.
Right.
And we're just running as fast as we can.
Yeah.
And
It's iconic.
do they save the running scenes till the end of the day so it's the last thing you do? Or do they just throw them in at you and go, guess what we're going to do now? That's right, son. More running.
You know what? Honestly, the opening sequence of season 2 is a long sequence of running. Spoiler alert. And I feel like we should say spoiler alert for just about everything.
Don't worry.
And that sequence ended up taking a little over 5 months of. We would keep having to go back and shoot more pieces of just that sequence.
Wow.
And so whenever someone came up to me with Gatorade and a banana, I knew it was time to shoot some more running.
Those are the two.
Yeah, season 2 was
giveaways.
just like Forrest Gump in
That's
the
right.
running
Yeah,
section.
yeah.
It was just Adam running for the whole time.
The whole time.
You were saying, Dichen, you were saying about when you film Neighbours, when it's like a daily soap opera, just how much you're filming in a day. You're saying like 26 pages you get through. What would Severance be on a typical day? 'Cause it's a lot slower, I would imagine.
Yeah, when I moved to Los Angeles and I got my first job there and I realized we were only shooting 6 pages,
Right.
I was like, what? This is incredible.
I'll be out of here by 11:30.
Yeah.
But obviously it's a very different workflow. I'd say on Severance it varied. Some days, not often, but some days where there were very specific technical things, it was even less.
Yeah.
Much
yeah.
less, yeah. But that's just because of the show is so utterly beautiful to watch. It's every shot. You could print it and hang it on the wall. And so it just is, some things just take a little bit more time.
Yeah.
It is. It's just everybody who's watching this show is just literally madly in love with it. They just absolutely love it. And I really hope the two of you can come back so that I can just be fawning all over you and asking you every nerdy possible question because I know I'll have them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'll be like, that bit there, there's a little bit where there's a bit with the headphones or whatever it may be. But it's absolutely lovely to meet you both.
You too.
I hope your jet lag helps you out. Although, Adam, you'll probably be flying back to America to have another dose of jet lag.
Yep.
Dichen gets to stay here, so you get to be all right. You get
That's
to
right.
sleep. Is there anything you want to ask me before you guys go?
I have so many questions.
Listen, I've got
I
time.
don't even know where to start.
Okay.
How about you, Dichen?
Well, I know where you live.
Yeah, that's true. That's because we were chatting before. That don't make it's not like you're stalking me.
No,
or anything.
I'll just be standing outside your window when you're going to sleep at night.
What is next for you, for the pair of you, Dichen? What's next?
What's next right now? Nothing at the moment, but I'm excited to see what's around the corner.
Nice, Adam.
I'm going to back to the States and to start a movie in the next couple weeks called The Whisper Man.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm excited to start that.
Are you the whispering man?
Well, I can't say who's the whisperer.
Yes, I think he is.
Well, that sounds very exciting. Well, listen, I hope you get to spend some time with your families because you've just been on the promotion trail and filming for so long.
Yeah.
So I hope you get a bit of a break and love to see you and come back anytime.
Thank you.
Pleasure to see you
Thanks for
both,
having
Adam and Dichen, ladies and gentlemen. And you can watch season 1 and season 2 of Severance on Apple TV Plus right now. Thank you, Adam and Dichen, for being on the show today.
Thanks for having
Thanks,
us,
guys. Thank you.
Radio X.